Okay, I'm assuming that you've read the passage already. Which of the following statements would be an apt analog to the author's portrayal of the view of those who reject natural selection? So, so basically, where do we find out about those who reject it? So we find out that those people fail to see that precisely through this rejection in natural selection that creative efficacy is asserted. What else do we have? And then we also have that, well, there's several points here where we find out that the author thinks that they're basically missing something. There's the cogency, the irresistible cogency of the principle of selection that explains it. So anyway, the author's portrayal of the view is that basically they're just not paying attention or they're just not getting it. Writers are often influenced by conventions of genre more than creativity. That doesn't sound right. Because we're not really talking about writers. An election's outcome is governed by electoral rules rather than by voters. So this is more in keeping with the thing that was earlier in the passage up here. People object to it. They say that selection cannot create but only reject. And this is where that whole locomotive and tracks things comes in. People are saying, well, natural selection can't be it. All that does is take things out of the system. And then the author says, well, no, but that's exactly how it works. So the people who reject natural selection say, well, it's just a set of rules. So an election's outcome being governed by electoral rules is a possible connection. Let's look at the other ones. One never truly makes a decision with all of the relevant information at hand. That's not really it. The only because there are laws against homicide is man tempted to kill man. That's not remotely like anything. This would say that actually because there are things that take, because natural selection takes some things out of the genetic stream, that's what makes them do it. And that's not it. There would be no mythological archetypes if we could not identify them as such. Mythological archetypes are not even remotely related to the passage. So really, the one that's most apt is one that, there's these rules about natural selection. Here we have electoral rules, but it's actually the voters who drive the outcome, just like it's the, let's see, where is it? The norm according to which an event happens were the event itself. No, that's the other point of view. The actual traveling of a track is not performed by the track, but by the locomotive. So that's the same thing as saying the outcome is determined by the voters, not by the electoral rules. The opponents say it's determined by the electoral rules. The author disagrees. Choice B.